Hi you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Patience. To my existing subscribers, welcome back. If this is your first time here, be sure to click that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can continue to indulge in the Hot Bella experience. In today's video, I am going to be trying out the Fashion Fair Cream to Powder Foundation. This is one of the items that I picked up during my most recent Sephora holiday haul, and I was super excited to try this out. I think this look turned out beautifully. So if you guys would like to see how I created this beautiful complexion, then keep watching. So my eyes are already done, and I've already prepped my skin as I normally would. For prepping my skin today, I used the Caudalie Vino Perfect Glycolic Essence, and then I followed up with the Vino Perfect Serum, and I did my color correcting using my staple color correcting products. That is my Tatcha Pearl, that's in the shade Candlelight, and my Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer in my mouth area here. It's in the shade SX14. But we're going to get started with our complexion. So I am going to use my concealer first, as I always do. And I am using the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I'm in the shade Warm Sand. I'm going to use this in all the areas that you would normally want to highlight and or conceal. Ooh, I just got that in my eyebrow. All right, I gotta fix that. Fix this brow. There we go, much better. I am going to use this bronzer from Danessa Myrics. This is one of the newest purchases that I made and also talked about during my Sephora holiday haul. So this is a gorgeous shade of bronzer, but I'm going to do it for a little bit more of cream contouring today. So this is my first time using this product. I'm going to start off using this with my brush. I'm just gently tapping into this because it's very creamy. And I am going to just place this right in here for now. I don't think it's going to take very much of this. And I'm going to take a little bit across my forehead and just work it into my hairline as I normally do. I'm not sure how quickly this settles, but I'm trying to work relatively quickly so it doesn't become a problem. But again, it doesn't take very much of this. This is a quite pigmented or concentrated type of product. Just want to get it in place and get it blended in. And again, this is quite deep, but it works for me because I apply my foundation on top, so I need for it to be a little bit deep so that it doesn't get totally washed out once I put my foundation over it. But again, it only takes just a little bit because it is so deep. And now it's time for foundation, and I am going to be using the Fashion Fair Cream to Powder Foundation. I'm in the shade Topaz Trophy. This is what this foundation looks like. It does come with a little sponge here. I don't think I'm going to use the sponge today. I'm going to try using my normal all the time foundation application technique, and that is using this foundation brush. This is a foundation brush from Real Technique. I like using this just to get my foundation in place, and then I go back in with the sponge. So I'm just going to try tapping into this like so. Just getting my brush kind of saturated with the cream foundation here. You can see it there on the brush. And I am going to apply this to my face. I was so happy to hear that Fashion Fair was back. This used to be my brand of choice back in the day, and I don't know, it may be my brand of choice today as well, because this is looking very, very pretty. The color is not too bad. In the mirror in front of me, it looks to be a really good match. Very, very pretty. The Fashion Fair foundation is a cream to powder foundation, so I don't think there's going to be a need for me to powder my entire face. But since I did use concealer, I want to make sure that I do set my under eye areas because I don't want that concealer to crease. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quickly. Under eyes are set. One thing I am noticing is that this is supposed to be a full coverage foundation. I believe it is. I believe it's a full coverage. Is it a full coverage? Let me look this up and see real quickly. I do believe it is a full coverage foundation. No, I take that back. The coverage is medium. It's not full coverage. Okay, because I was about to say, one of the things that I'm noticing is that it's still showing a little bit of my natural skin here. I'm still seeing a little bit of my skin showing underneath. So yeah, medium coverage does seem to be about right for this foundation. So I'm going to move on, and I'm going to use a little bit of powder bronzer just in targeted areas. I'm going to use this bronzer from Mented. It's in the shade Vacay, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of warmth, just a little bit around my forehead area, just a little bit. This bronzer does lean a little bit on the red side, so I don't want to use too much of this, but it's nice. It's a nice bronzer, but just does run a little bit red. I'm going to add a little blush. I'm going to use my Sweetest Cocoa blush from MAC. This is almost gone, but I want to get all of it out of this container. So I'm going to use a little bit of this today. This is a very pretty blush. Now that I've got the majority of my complexion products on, I've got the Fashion Fair foundation on, I've got the powder bronzer from Mented, I used my blush from MAC, and just to touch my skin. It still does not feel like this foundation has dried down or has turned to a powder just yet. I'm still getting it. I'm getting foundation on my fingers. So I am thinking that I'm going to have to do one of two things. Either I'm going to have to set this, or I'm going to have to use some type of setting spray, mattifying setting spray maybe, that will help this to dry down a little bit more. I think I'm going to go with setting it though. I'm just going to add a little bit of setting powder, a little bit of my RCMA no color powder is what I'm going to use. You guys have seen me use this several times. I love this powder because it does just what it says it does. It sets your products without adding any additional color to it. So I'm going to have to set this just a little bit because it's not settling down into a true powder for me just yet on my face, and I'm afraid to leave it that way, because if I leave it that way and then I go out or move around with it being that way, it's just going to transfer all over everything. So I am going to set this just a little bit. I'm going to add a little highlighter to this look, and I'm going to be using the Milk and Honey highlighter palette, and I am going to use this shade right here. This shade is called Be Sweet. And I'm going to spritz down with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. And it is now time for lips. And I am going to use this lipstick from Fashion Fair. This is in the shade Magenta Mist. If you guys watched my haul video, you heard me talk about this lipstick and it was all the rave back in the day. So I had to pick this shade up with the whole relaunch of Fashion Fair. And I'm going to use this on my lips today. I'm not lining my lips, I'm going in straight away. This may look red on camera, but it's not really a true red. It's more like almost like a raspberry red, if you will. But the formula feels really comfortable on my lips. And this look is done. Fashion Fair is back. I love how my complexion looks using this cream to powder foundation from Fashion Fair. Again, I am in the shade Topaz Trophy. I love how this particular shade looks on my skin. It's not too orange, it's not too yellow, it is just right. This is a medium coverage foundation, so it gives you the coverage, but it does allow your skin to show through. It's beautiful. And the lipstick shade of Magenta Mist, it was all that back then and it is still all that today. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye bye.